All this is embedded in the process that we built over the years. It's called outcome-driven innovation. We call it strategy and innovation process. It's really a marketing program as well because it focuses on defining markets and customer needs and segments and so on. When we think about outcome-driven innovation, and we're going to cover each of these in a bit of detail, we break it into five steps, five key steps. The first step is defining the market, right? But we're not going to define a market around a product or a technology. We're going to define a market as a group of people getting a job done. And then we're going to uncover the customer's needs. But we're not going to define needs as latent needs or as exciters and delighters or pains and gains or requirements or specifications. We're going to talk about needs as their outcomes, the measurable outcomes that they use to measure their success as they go about and get a job done. Then we're going to talk about discovering unmet needs, where we can quantify this statistically to figure out which of all these needs are unmet. And unmet could be underserved, where people might be willing to pay more to get the job done better, or they could be overserved, where people may be willing to pay less to get the job done worse. Now, with these insights, we can then go through step 4, which is to segment the market and discover hidden segments of opportunity. And we call them hidden because you can't find these types of segments unless you actually segment around customer needs. And we'll cover this in more detail. And then lastly, once you know who you're targeting, what their needs are, which are unmet, and if there's segments of people with different unmet needs, now you can create the products and services that you know customers are going to want. And this all culminates in a process that allows you to do something that's pretty remarkable, which is to conceptualize products that you know with a high level of certainty will win in the market before you even start developing them. That's the key. We want to know before we even spend the first dollar on developing the product, if it's going to win in the market. This means we have to conceptualize a product that we know is going to satisfy a number of unmet needs before we start investing in its development. Now, innovation obviously isn't usually done in this fashion, right? It's usually the other way around. You come up with ideas, you go develop it, you put some money into it, you put it out in front of customers, and then go ask the customers what they think. Then you get that feedback, you iterate, you may have to pivot a few times, and you're going through this process that hopefully exits with a winning product, but rarely does. We're trying to change all that by making sure that innovation results in a product concept that you know is going to win before you start developing it. So how does this shift in thinking lead to success? Well, we've been applying this to companies over the past 30 years, nearly every industry that we've, and you can see a few of them covered right here. And in each case, the change in mindset really helped companies think about their markets differently and succeed. A couple of examples here. Quarters Corporation lost market share. They were down to about 1.5%. And they had to think about their markets differently. So instead of thinking that they were in the angioplasty balloon market, they used this approach and studied the job of restoring blood flow in an artery, which led them to discover opportunities that competitors had missed. And following up on them, they created products that took their market share up to about 20+%. We look at Arm & Hammer, for example, who thought their market was nutritionists who were creating foods for dairy cows. But it turns out the real market was for the dairy herdsmen who were trying to optimize dairy herd production. And once they had a better view of who their customer was and what job they were trying to get done, they took the same products at the same prices. They just remarketed them in a different way and saw a 30% year-to-year revenue growth. We saw Kroll-Ontrack fail at their first 2 attempts to enter the electronic evidence discovery market before they came to us and asked, why are we failing? We have a distinct advantage here that we should be taking advantage of because they already had a technology that was great at removing data from hard drives. And what they discovered is that they thought their market was IT people and that the job was to extract data from hard drives. But they learned pretty quickly that the real customer was the legal teams who were trying to find data that would support and refute a case. So just by defining their market through that different lens and understanding needs through that lens, They were able to come up with a solution that won in the marketplace and led them to success for years to come. And we've seen cases like the medicines company who applied this thinking at scale across the organization, not only to its products, but to its internal business processes and marketing as well. And as a result, you can see Clive Meanwell here says, drove our technology selection, our development priorities, manufacturing strategies, commercial planning, and it led to them getting quite a premium in their acquisition to Novartis, which took place just last year at a 41% stock price premium. Much of what was Clive attributed to their ability to innovate so effectively. So this is the true value of being great at innovation.